The Steelers' number is 7.9 wins. That would mean a losing season for Mike Tomlin. You going more or less than 7.9?
This is an easy one, Grinny. I'm going more. Since 2007, what Mike Tomlin has showed us is that he is not going to have a losing season.
Well, guys, things are really starting to get going, and there is so much to talk about with the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. They really changed up so much this offseason, and there was so much anticipation for what could be coming. From Justin Fields making fun of the new kick returning role people have been speculating he could see, to talking about any news with this team, I'm going to cover it all. But before I begin, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe. It only takes 5 seconds, plus you can always change your mind. We are now on the road to 30k subscribers, and with your support, I believe we can get there super fast. Alright, so as I was saying, many people talked about and threw around the idea of Justin Fields doing some kick returning this year. Nah, I think everybody kinda interpreted it wrong, Fields said Tuesday at his locker. Coach Danny was basically just trying to send a message that no matter who you are, you could be on special teams. He just used that as an example. But Warren wasn't stretching the truth when he told Hayward last month that Smith mentioned it in a team meeting. Fields added he was actually smirking when it happened because he hasn't done anything in that capacity on the football field since maybe middle school. Little did he know, it would become the topic of so much conversation here and around the NFL. Of course, Fields understands by now what kind of microscope he's under at this level, especially after his high-profile stint and sudden trade from the Bears. It's funny how serious social media takes everything, Fields said. It was kind of funny to me when everyone was making a big deal about it for no reason. There were some outside-the-box diagrams of how the Steelers could utilize Fields as one deep returner with the ability to throw the ball across the field to another deep returner, given the NFL's new rules for kickoffs. Fields was a good sport about that, putting nothing past the 70-year-old Smith. Hey, you never know, he might cook something up. We'll see what happens, Fields said with a big smile on his face. To me, the Steelers are just a super well organization that really is capable of trying out anything and adjusting to what does and doesn't work. And that is why I feel like this team can get away with doing whatever they want to, because if it doesn't work, they will stop and try something else until they find what does. That is why they often struggle at first and get hot towards the end of the season. Mike Tomlin is just such a good coach, and I don't care about what any of you spoiled haters have to say about him. But if you do want to fire him, please do so my Brownies can scoop him up right away. Anyways, pivoting over to recent news with this team, the Steelers signed former Chiefs tight end Isaiah Gathings following a tryout. Gathings was a rookie last season that didn't see any offensive snaps last year with the Chiefs. In his final year at Middle Tennessee State, he caught 60 passes for 559 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Steelers signed another former Chiefs player last week when they signed running back La'Mical Perine. Some reporters spoke to Perine following Thursday's practice, and he told them that he showed up to Pittsburgh that morning and went to the practice directly afterwards. Pittsburgh now has a large collection of tight ends on the roster with Pat Freiermuth, Darnell Washington, McCole Pruitt, Connor Hayward, Rodney Williams, and now Gathings. Pittsburgh Steelers fans are hoping new offensive coordinator Arthur Smith can bring some excitement to the Steel City. While his tenure as lead man of the Atlanta Falcons didn't go according to plan, Smith did find success as an offensive coordinator with the Tennessee Titans back in 2020. Tennessee had the number 3 offense and number 4 scoring offense under his leadership. With Smith being a former tight ends coach, Pat Freiermuth is optimistic about what his role in this new offense will look like. It's very exciting, Freiermuth said. With Arthur here, there's a lot of stuff for the tight ends, situations where you want to make those plays. Also, the Steelers are not extending guard James Daniels. After some reporters spoke with Daniels, he said that the team told him nothing's going to happen. The Steelers signed the former Bear to a 3-year, $64 million deal back in 2022, where he has been arguably the Steelers' best offensive lineman in that span. The Steelers drafted several offensive linemen in the 2024 NFL Draft, including Mason McCormick in the 4th round. With that selection in mind, it seems the Steelers are giving McCormick a year to sit and learn until 2025, when they will make him the starting right guard. Daniels allowed only 1 sack last season and 944 offensive snaps played. He was drafted in the 2nd round of the 2018 NFL Draft by the Chicago Bears out of Iowa, and will be hitting the open market following the 2024 season. The Steelers had a clear vision in mind entering this offseason, and that was to get better up front and get an offense that can be one of the best at running the football. Also, the Steelers needed to make an upgrade at center after 2 years of Mason Cole being largely disappointing. Pittsburgh released Cole in February and didn't address the position with an outside signing ahead of the draft. Knowing they needed a center, the Steelers selected Zach Frazier out of West Virginia in the 2nd round. Frazier has looked good throughout the offseason program and spoke about what he is focusing on most during OTAs. First and foremost, getting the snap back there good, Frazier said. I'm focusing on cadence, just really everything. Snap cadence, assignment, technique. Veteran guard Isaac Seumalo complimented Frazier after Wednesday's practice. He's still a rookie that's coming along, he said. Obviously, he's coming along quickly because of how talented he is. As I talked about and everyone knows, the Steelers acquired both Russell Wilson and Justin Fields in the midst of hiring Arthur Smith as offensive coordinator. Fields in particular would be very interesting to see in designed run situations in a Smith offense. The 4-year quarterback was asked if Pittsburgh could be the most physical team in the NFL. Most definitely, Fields said. I think not only do we have the guys, but just the guys with the right mentality to do that. I'm excited for this upcoming year, and we're going to keep working towards that goal. In a recent video I made predicting the win-loss record for this team, I said 10-7. Somehow, many of you guys still got mad at me for that prediction. When you look at the Steelers' schedule, it's pretty easy up front, and they're going to have to win every single one of those games because the end of the season is an absolute gauntlet. I can't wait to see how Fields and Wilson are put to use. I know Russ is the starter, and I do expect him to have a bounce back year, but I don't think they brought in a talent like Fields to do absolutely nothing at all. But I do think it will be good for him to get to sit back and learn, since he really never got to do that back over in Chicago. But he's the ultimate competitor and definitely wants to be out there. Jody Batista of NFL.com wrote this week that the Steelers, who are in line to start blockbuster free agent Russell Wilson to open up this season, will end up starting his backup, Justin Fields, down the stretch of the regular season. This is kind of a wild prediction, but I think I have to agree with it. But let me know what you guys think. That minimal investment by Pittsburgh in Wilson means there will be little to keep it from turning to Fields if Wilson struggles. Arthur Smith is an experienced and successful offensive coordinator, but any struggle by Wilson and playing against the defenses in the AFC North gives quarterbacks plenty of chances to struggle will open the door to Fields, whom the Steelers would almost certainly like to see play before having to decide on his future. I'm calling it. Wilson wins the starting job out of camp, but he won't hold on to it, and Fields will have the terrible towels waving for him. That's really all I have to say for this video. Let me know in the comments below what you thought and how you think the Steelers are going to do this season. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you made it to this point and enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like and subscribe because your support truly does mean the world. And also, follow me on Instagram because I'm starting to post on there every single day. And until next time, I will see you all later.